Did you know that more than 43% of the websites currently in existence are hosted on WordPress? That's right, basically 4 out of every 10 websites that you visit, from business to e-commerce to blogs and many others, are built and hosted on WordPress. And as a result, a lot of people believe that WordPress can essentially do every single thing they need because it must be the best solution. The problem, however, is that there are many types of businesses who, as a result of using WordPress, are actually costing themselves more time and money to run their business than they need to, which is why in this video, I'm going to reveal exactly who should be using WordPress and who should be avoiding using WordPress to build their digital business. Hey, I'm Dex from Kajabi Success Systems, and since 2007, I've been helping business owners to sell and market their knowledge online in order to generate passive income. And one thing that I have found in that time period is that WordPress is often not the end-all be-all solution that many people believe it is. So first, let's talk about what is WordPress. Well, first off, you have to realize that there is WordPress.com, which is a hosted content management system platform that has regular pricing and regular costs. And then there's WordPress.org, which is an open source content management system that you would install on a server, internet host, etc., which you can then customize as you see fit. Now, WordPress.org has a free solution. However, there's going to be costs associated to make it work for you. And then WordPress.com is, of course, not a free solution. It's a hosted solution. Now, if you're wondering, well, who should be using .org versus .com? .org, the free open source content management solution, is typically better suited for people who are either tech savvy themselves and are familiar with installing and modifying code, etc., or who have a team of developers who can do that for them. Now, in contrast, let's talk about what is Kajabi. Kajabi is a hosted content management system platform that also can be used to grow, run, market a business online, except it is hosted on Kajabi's servers, just like WordPress.com would be, as opposed to a platform that you would then install on your own servers. So let's talk about the pros and cons of having the open source version of WordPress for your business needs. The first benefit of the open source version of WordPress is that because it is hosted on your server, you have a lot more freedom and creative control over how and what the software does on your server. Now, I'd say the biggest benefit of using the open source version of WordPress is that it is free, minus the hosting cost of whatever internet host you need to use to install the software on and keep it running. Another benefit of WordPress, and pretty much what it's mostly known for, is that there are tens of thousands of plugins that you can install on your server to make the platform work exactly as you need it to. And that doesn't even factor in the hundreds, if not thousands, of direct integrations that many other platforms will have with your WordPress installation. And of course, one of the biggest benefits of WordPress is the fact that it is so search engine optimized, SEO'd, to help you get your content to rank in the search engines. Now, this is typically because of the different plugins, but still a great benefit. So let's talk about the downsides of using WordPress to run your business and grow your business online. Now, the first downside of using the free WordPress version is that there is no native business solutions built into the software. Essentially, everything that you will want to do will require a dependence on third-party plugins. If you want to collect leads of people who might be interested in your services or products, that will need a plugin. If you want to sell anything online, chances are you will need a plugin or a third-party integration in order to sell from your WordPress installation. Now, that is often talked about as being this great benefit, which it kind of is. However, the reliance on plugins often leads people who have WordPress sites to be vulnerable to plugins not being properly updated, or plugins that do get updated but then end up breaking the rest of the site. This can often lead to security vulnerabilities, potential for being hacked, and other downtimes as a result of essentially your website just not functioning because of the plugins that you have installed to try and get it to work the way you want it to. Another downside with this reliance on plugins is that while installing WordPress and setting up WordPress is rather simple, oftentimes these plugins can rely on complex setups, especially when it comes to the plugins talking to each other. Another, and probably the biggest downside of using the free WordPress option, is the lack of support. So when plugins stop working, when your server starts acting up, when your WordPress just isn't functioning the way you want it to, because it's free, because it's open source, it's on you to solve the problems that you might have, which is why a lot of the people who would benefit from WordPress are people who are either tech savvy themselves or who have a development team who can take care of that for them. This brings me to the Kajabi platform, which was specifically built and designed for entrepreneurs who want to have a digital business online. So let's talk about some of the benefits of using Kajabi for your business needs. First off, Kajabi has lead collection and sales generation features built into it by design. There is no reliance on external plugins or external integrations in order to make it work. If you want to have a blog, have a website, and on that website have some sort of offer from a free book to a free video, whatever, you can easily create forms that people can just enter in their email address and say, hey, send me this free video, send me this free report. And because Kajabi has email integration built into it, people who enter their email address for your free report, free video, can automatically be entered into your contact database right then and there, which you can then automatically follow up via email with those leads. That's not something you can do in WordPress without some sort of third-party service. Now, when I mentioned WordPress has search engine optimization features by design, Kajabi does too. So Kajabi does have a blog feature that makes it easy for your content to be found online using the Kajabi platform. It also has these SEO features for the different landing pages and websites that you can build using Kajabi so that your entire platform is search engine optimized and can be easily found by Google, by Bing, etc. Now, unlike with WordPress, Kajabi has access to not only live chat and email, but a very in-depth training portal to make sure that you never get stuck using the platform. So while with WordPress it is free, you are left on your own with support. However, with Kajabi, if you aren't tech savvy, if you don't have a development team, you can rest assured that there will be someone who will be easily able to get back to you quickly should you ever get stuck or have a tech support question. So now let's talk about some of the cons or downsides of Kajabi. One, it's not free. I get it. WordPress is free, and that makes it very appealing. However, Kajabi does offer so many features and services that it wouldn't be feasible to make it free. Here's what I mean. With WordPress, if you want to send follow-up emails or do email marketing at all, you would need something like ActiveCampaign. Let's look at a comparison. With Kajabi, for $120 a month, amongst all of the other features like being able to build products and memberships and host landing pages and blogs, etc., you can have 10,000 contacts that you can do email marketing with for just $120 per month. With WordPress, while the server itself might have minimal costs, the platform is free. However, if you wanted to do 10,000 contacts of email marketing with something like ActiveCampaign, it would cost you $180 per month. So even though WordPress is free, if you want to do any sort of sales and marketing, you will most likely have additional subscription costs, which most likely, if you actually compare it to what is provided with Kajabi, you would see those subscriptions are substantially more for email marketing, for video hosting, etc. Another negative when it comes to Kajabi is the ability to get new features. Because Kajabi is an all-in-one platform hosted by a company worth $2 billion, it is a bit slower to roll out new features because they do have to do thorough quality assurance testing to make sure they aren't releasing something with bugs that could break your website. Now, WordPress, on the other hand, has constant updates to their different plugins. In fact, you can grab almost any type of plugin you want. However, the frequency of the updates of those plugins and the quality of those plugin updates can be suspect, which can lead to websites breaking, bugs developing, a lot of frustration, and the potential for lost sales. So while you do get access to more updates with WordPress because there's so many plugins to choose from, you do risk potential downsides of connections breaking, updates causing issues, etc. Whereas with Kajabi, just like with an Apple product, the updates might not be constantly happening, but when they do, at least you can rest assured it's not going to break your business. Now, I just wanted to address a couple common myths and mistakes that I see come up in videos when it compares to WordPress versus Kajabi. Now, a common myth that I see get perpetuated online as it relates to Kajabi versus WordPress is, well, it's an all-in-one platform. So what if, Kajabi's servers were to go down and you lose access to your entire business all at once? Well, the problem with that logic is that is a massive what if, a what if that has never happened, right? No, don't get me wrong. There has been times where the internet, almost as a whole, has had an issue because Amazon, the servers that host most of Twitter and Facebook, etc., have gone down. But even then, that has typically only impacted the web pages loading. In my 12 years of using Kajabi, I've never seen a situation where email, video, landing pages, the entire platform has gone offline. Now, contrast that to, say, WordPress, where one plugin could go offline and you would have no idea about it until enough sales have been lost that someone contacts you and says, I can't load your checkout page, or I can't access your products because the website doesn't load. Now, the difference, Kajabi, once again, which is a company worth $2 billion and has over 300 employees, has 24/7 tech support who would be on top of any sort of issue that popped up, most likely before you even knew about it. That's the drastic difference between having a self-hosted solution and having a paid solution with actual IT people taking care of most of the problems and issues that could happen for you. Another common myth or mistake that I see get perpetuated online is this topic of, well, what if you wanted to move your site? It's not easy to export your site to move it somewhere else. However, if you have your site built and hosted on WordPress and you wanted to move it to a new platform that might have a better website builder or a better product or digital service membership providing solution, well, the same thing would apply. You would need to take it from WordPress and convert it into a completely different platform. So Kajabi is its own software, no different than if you were to have something built on ClickFunnels or one of the other platforms. It also doesn't convert into WordPress, and WordPress doesn't convert into that software. So the logic of being able to easily export and move your site only helps if you're moving a WordPress site to another WordPress hosting solution. Otherwise, that's not a comparable, right? At the same time, yeah, if you're planning to move from Kajabi to somewhere else, you still own and control your content. It would just be a matter of copy and pasting your blog from one location to another location, or uploading the videos you use for your digital products and services to another location. And of course, I often see people talking about, well, Kajabi offers unlimited premium video hosting. Why would that matter when I could just use YouTube? Here's the thing. If you are charging people for a paid membership or a paid course, and you are using YouTube videos to host your videos, you are now introducing ads that are distracting, different end screens with different pop-ups that you can't control for something that people are paying a premium price for. Well, with Kajabi, they provide free access to Wistia, which is a premium video hosting solution. So now not only do you have unlimited videos to host for your websites and blogs, but to deliver your membership, coaching, digital product solutions and courses to your students. And to top it off, it comes with built-in analytics, so you can see how much of your course and video content is being consumed, automatically follow up with students who seem to be struggling or who aren't able to get through content quite as quickly, right? There's just so much professional impact and features built into the platform that you don't get with a free solution like YouTube. So once again, that's not a comparable. How do you know which platform to choose and which one is right for your digital business? Well, here's what I would say to that. With WordPress, if you are tech savvy or have access to a developer team, it might be the right solution for you. You get a lot more plugins to access. You have a lot more customization and flexibility to make every single component and feature of your website look and feel and operate exactly how you want it to. WordPress is a free installation. However, you do have to realize that there could be downtime and glitches and costly issues should any of the plugins break or should you have any sort of disconnect with your integrations with your WordPress installation. It's also important to remember that any sort of support glitches or tech problems that you have could cost significant time and money while you try and fix it in lost sales and lost revenue from any sort of promotions or agreements you have going on. Now, that being said, if you have an established WordPress site and it's already ranking in the search engines, you most likely do not want to touch that WordPress site, because if you move it, if you transfer the content into Kajabi, you will upset the search engines because now they've got to re-index and rescan and re-rank your new content in Kajabi. So if you have an existing WordPress site, I would keep it, but that doesn't mean you can't use Kajabi. What are the benefits of Kajabi? Well, again, it's an all-in-one solution for your business needs. So if you have plans to have a digital product, a digital course, memberships, live coaching, any sort of payment and delivery of features and services online, Kajabi has you covered. You get comprehensive support, so you're never left on your own. You have premium templates, premium features, and you have peace of mind knowing that you have someone who's always there to support you, whether it's for your business needs or for your platform needs. And mostly, I would say that Kajabi is for anyone who truly wants to grow a business online and not just have a hobby on the side like many WordPress sites typically end up being. Now, if you are curious about how Kajabi could help you in growing and expanding your business needs, then I would invite you to look below this video, because there's currently a special offer for Kajabi that you can access through the link below this video. And I'll also give you access to my $997 Kajabi Business Bundle Toolkit, which will include training on how to find a profitable niche, how to scale and grow your business using my proven success systems, and it also comes with a one-on-one live coaching call to help you get the most out of your Kajabi growth. And if you would like to see more Kajabi strategies and tips, make sure to like, subscribe, and click that notification bell so that you get updated about my future videos. And be sure to watch this next video in order to learn additional strategies, tips, and tactics for increasing your sales and marketing results online.